Okay guys, so we just, real simple, this is going to be as quick as can be. What we did is we took all of our dry ingredients, grinded them up, melted down some coconut oil, put what do we put in there, vanilla and stevia. Dumped that all in there, so we got all of our dry ingredients, protein, nuts, coconut flakes, all in there, almond butter. Once that was grinded up, we dumped the oil in there to kind of hold it all together. Now we're going to show you what that looks like here. So we got that all mixture here. I'm going to dump it out. It's still a little, it's kind of coarsely grind, sticking together a little bit, not a ton. I'm going to work it a little bit more with my hands first. After I've done that, then I'm going to get the layer of chocolate. So the chocolate's going, it's some cacao. You could use coconut bars, cacao bars or baker's chocolate. And then you could sweeten that with stevia or xylitol and add a little bit of coconut oil to it to make it a little bit more flowy. We're using coconut oil and cacao, and then I'll sweeten it with, so we've been using stevia in this recipe, but again, stevia and xylitol both work. Xylitol, you typically want to grind it down to make it a little bit more like a powder, because it comes in crystals, and those don't dissolve too well in the chocolate. Alright, so again, I'm just going to work this a little bit more, kind of fold it into itself, kind of like you would do dough, because there's just certain parts with the food processor that we're getting well kind of wet and mixed together, and then there's certain parts on the top of it that we're staying dry. Alright, so once all that is more consistently mixed together, pick up all the chunks that I spilled all over the place. It's alright to get a little bit messy, but it already smells really, really good. It's funny, you wouldn't think that like a nut bar would smell really good while you're making it, but this one, with the coconut, to me at least, and the vanilla and everything that's in it, smells fantastic. So depending on how thick you want these bars, you can use whatever size pan. I've used an 8x8 pan before, and this is like a 9x12 or 13 or something like that. So these bars will be a little bit thinner, and the chocolate layer will almost be like, not quite like a chocolate bark, but still like a bar, but just not a very thick bar. Alright, that is all down. Pat it down real good. Simple. So I just grinded it together, poured the oil in there, and boom, done. Alright, so now if I wasn't recording this, I just would have licked my fingers. Gross, right? But I'm recording it, so I rinse my hands off instead. Alright, so I'm going to add a little bit more cacao in here. I like a darker, richer chocolate, so I kind of go a little bit heavier with the cacao. And if you end up putting in too much cacao and it starts to get dry on you, just add more coconut oil. So this actually looks pretty darn good here. I think we're about ready to layer it on top. It's as easy as that. I mean, this recipe literally probably takes maybe 15 minutes total to make. If you're recording it, it takes a lot longer because you got to get all the ingredients together and take pretty pictures. We're just going to dump it on. I don't want to burn my hand though, so got to plan this out. Take the chocolate, layer it on top. Spread that around nice and thin. chocolate on there. It looks like I didn't quite have enough chocolate to cover the whole thing, but pretty darn close. So I'm happy about that. I am gonna lick that. Dark chocolate, delicious. Kaboom! And that just goes in the fridge. You know, in half an hour, maybe even less. It'll set up a little bit more, and then you can cut into it and go to town. The only bad thing about these is because of the coconut oil and the coconut flakes and the nuts, it is a higher fat content. We do have protein in there, obviously, but you just got to be careful about not overdoing it on the squares because it is really, really good. But this has been another episode of Cooking Together for Fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know how you like the recipe.